everyone, I'm the Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this week in Toku, we're going to be discussing anniversaries, performative anger, and a long-awaited ending. But before all that, Buster, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Here's the thing. I uploaded a video, and at first, didn't do too well. Then, when I checked it this morning, it kind of blew up. It's my most successful video in a bit. So, hey, go check out my Mario Wonder video. Elephants, apparently, I just put, I redid the thumbnail just because I'm like, the thumbnail's not the greatest. So I put the Elephant Mario on the thumbnail, and boom, all the views.
My GARO video has been my least successful video in a couple months. Maybe I should change the thumbnail.
It depends on whether you feel like it, because you can do a lot of cool stuff. I am also working on a GARO video. I just need to record it along with my Amazon video.
Yeah, you kind of got to get the Toku videos rolling again, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I just keep procrastinating. I keep telling myself, okay, there's gonna be a day, and then something happens where, don't feel like doing it today. Or, just another idea comes to mind where it's like, oh, I want to, work on this, you know? So, we'll be back to Toku in a bit. I can get, maybe not the next video, but the video after that will definitely be either the Amazon or GARO video. They're both scripted. I just need to record and put them out.
Fair enough.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Today's actually been pretty good. It's fall break at the school I work at, so I just came in today and I swept and mopped the stairs, and then I watched Doom Patrol for 5 hours.
Oh, are you finished with it yet, or caught up?
I finished season 3 today. Season 4 is the one that's currently airing, and I think there's only one episode left. So if I play my cards right, I can probably just watch all of season 4 that's out right now tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Doom Patrol's a good show from what I've seen, so yeah, good idea.
I'm looking forward to being caught up with it right in time for it to end.
Hey, I mean, at least it got a good, nice 4-season run, so...
Yeah, which is way more than you would think that show would get, considering, it's fairly obscure characters on a streaming service that was doomed pretty much from the start.
Yeah, multiple streaming services, because if you want to count HBO Max and Max as separate services.
Well, remember, it started on DC Universe Infinite.
Yeah, I know that was the first one. It was the... Yeah. And then it went to Max, and now here we are. Yeah. Well, anyway, let's talk about Japanese superhero shows.
Yeah, and you know what the best way to do that is?
Subscribe to us.
Yeah, give us the algorithm engagement, everybody. I literally don't fucking care about a good transition into this anymore. Just like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, support Modular, get the word out there. Please keep circulating the links. Other things they tell you to say. Anyways, Godzilla Minus One is getting a behind-the-scenes special on Japanese television, similar to how Shin Kamen Rider did. So be ready for a fair amount of spoilers coming at you in just a few days, because it looks like the first airing of it is going to be on the 28th.
Yeah. So that's that's the time where we're gonna do our special TWIT episode, mini TWIT episode on your channel that you forgot to promote.
Yeah, we'll promote that at the end. Don't worry. Okay. About it. But yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be another one of those things where it's bookmark the thread on whatever website still exists at that point, and then come back to it after you've seen the movie, Americans.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Minus One, the closer we get to it, because they're actually advertising it on American television, which is oh.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. They didn't do that for Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, it's they have faith in this. Tasty.
Yeah. Speaking of tasty things, let's talk about that dinosaur show where it has a chomp chomp onomatopoeia in the opening. The Kyoryuger nostalgia merch, everybody. Memorial Edition GaburiCalibur is coming at you very soon. Everybody called it. It's coming with the Judenshis for Parasagon and Zaktar, and it's going to have 2 different blades. There's going to be a blade that's the actual length it was in the show, and then there's going to be a blade that is the correct length for it to transform into the shotgun with the Gaburu Volver. I forgot which one it was called for a second there. Yeah, it looks good. I don't care because I've never particularly loved this weapon design. That being said, I did buy the Dino Charge toys for both these weapons and like them, but I have no particular want to pay however many yens it is to get this. How about you?
Well, I like the weapon design a lot. This is actually one of my favorite Sentai swords. I just don't have I don't need to pay memorial bucks for it, you know?
Yeah, I just converted it. It's $160 USD.
Yeah, I'm good. I do like the sword design though, especially when it got repainted for King-Ohger.
I'll admit it's not terrible. It's just not entirely my kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of repaints,
Yeah, speaking of not my kind of thing, there's an obligatory black and gold repaint of the full action Kyoryujin coming soon. I think Kyoryujin Dark was a thing in that show or like one of the movies or specials or something, but it's been for fucking ever, so I couldn't tell you what.
I think it was like just Gabutira. Like people were saying it was just Gabutira who got the repaint and not the actual mech.
Interesting. Well, if you
Either
want
way.
it, there it is, folks. Go give Bandai your bucks.
Bandai bucks.
Yeah, speaking of Bandai bucks, they announced complete style gigantic editions of the Muso Saber and the Sonic Arrow from Kamen Rider Gaim as part of that show's nostalgia merch program. These were shown off at Narakiri World 2023, which is one of the many Bandai exhibitions that they do all the fucking time in Japan. Personally, I have no want for these. I had the DX ones back in the day, and they were fun toys, but I don't need to have them again. I do know, though, that a lot of people are going to want these, not just because it's Gaim, but because back when the DX Sonic Arrow came out, I remember everybody said they want one that's actually as big as it is in the show.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
So here it is, all you people who complained back in the day, get your pre-orders in now.
Alright, let's go!
Yeah, so we got a fucking thicket of Faiz 20th anniversary news this week because they dropped the trailer for Kamen Rider Faiz 20th Paradise Regained. We also have a fan sub for it that's linked in the description along with all the other news items. I gotta admit, I found this trailer kind of underwhelming.
Oh, I love it. Because the fights literally look like they just, pulled them from the show. Like, the way the fights are, I don't know how to explain it, but, the choreography...
That might be because half this trailer takes place at that goddamn amphitheater.
Yeah, it might be. It looks straight out of the old show, where it's, the way they move, the way the choreography is done, the locations they pick. It's it feels very classic Heisei, and I'm down with that, you know?
That might be true, but the fact that it's shot on modern cameras just makes it look really cheap to me for some reason.
I mean, hey, I don't really mind. I do like the suits, the new suits do look a bit they could use they're not the greatest, but they still work for me. Muse is definitely the best one from what we've seen.
Which is funny because she's literally just a rip-off of Gattack armored form. But yeah, so that happened, and Shirakura gave an interview about the movie, which I didn't read because I don't really care, but I put it in here because I thought Buster might want to read it.
I did read the translations. I have no idea. People were just arguing during when the translations were posted. And I'm like, I don't care. Just freaking show me the movie. And people. I don't know. It's a weird thing where it's I'd love to learn what the interview said. Apparently they mentioned O's 10th, but just everyone was arguing, and I just didn't want to parse through it. So I'm like, I don't feel.
That's entirely fair. You could have just Google translated the interview yourself, though.
Yeah, but no, I want a good translation of the interview. I don't want a half-assed. So
fair enough. Well, there's of course a lot of merch coming along with the Faiz 20th movie, and the first of those is the SH Figuarts Shinshoku Heiho Kamen Rider Next Faiz, which looks pretty good.
This looks better as a toy than a suit.
Yeah. I do think it's hilarious how they seem to have deliberately taken a photo that shows how unflattering that new pokey outy visor is. Reminds me a lot of Necrom.
Oh, well, that's probably because I like both suits. I like Necrom
and I'm neutral on this suit. I don't like Necrom, but that's an argument for another day. This looks like a fine figure. My only little quibbling thing with it is just a supreme anal toy nerd nitpick of why is this called a Shinshoku Seiho? Shinshoku Seiho is usually reserved for remakes of old figuarts. We haven't had a figuart of this suit before.
Anniversary, and Faiz has already had a Shinshoku Seiho, and so that's my logic. Also, it's available on US Premium Bandai, because why not?
Anyway, CSM Faiz 20th stuff was announced. We already knew we were getting the Faiz belt, but you're also gonna get a Keixaphone if you pre-ordered a Blu-ray, and you're gonna get, and Muse Driver is gonna be coming up for a pre-order, and also Flame Subs subbed all these demo videos Bandai did that look like they're an ad made by Smart Brain. They're kind of fun to watch if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm very into this. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, glad they're like going full in on the Faiz. Also, next up we have Faiz 20th rumors. I'm not gonna read them because they could spoil it. So,
Okay, do you want to plug your ears and go la 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 for a few minutes?
no. Just
Okay.
don't read. Just let's skip over that.
All right, they're interesting. They're in the description if you want to read them. Anyway, Dekaranger 20th was also announced this week, and
Who cares? They've come back so many times. This has lost all meaning.
that's true. I'm gonna sound like a total asshole for a minute here, and I don't even care. Who the fuck did the makeup on this movie? Because we just saw some of these actors in King-Ohger, and we've seen them in other recent stuff, and they all looked perfectly fine. But in this, they all look like super old and decrepit. I'm like, what?
I think it's the lighting, because the lighting is trying to go for that because
that like flat cop show lighting.
Yeah, it's going for like very dramatic, I want to say Marvel superhero like movies, MCU, because of the way the new suit is designed. Which I actually like the new suit. The new suit's cool, but like
it's not bad.
Yeah, the characters have just come back so many times, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna do like you're going in order, just fine, why not? And they've already come back so many times for like Space Squad and another 10th anniversary movie.
That's fair, but if people like them and they're willing to do it, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I guess this is probably the last time, maybe the last time. I don't know.
All I know is Bam Bam's actor had these huge fucking bags under his eyes, and it was really distracting in that trailer.
I don't really judge people's appearances. So.
I try not to, but when it sticks out super hard, it's like I can't not acknowledge that this is a thing. I'm sorry.
Well, you can acknowledge that Gotchard and Geats are getting a crossover movie.
Oh my god, the least surprising news we've ever covered. Yeah, it's happening. The annual Kamen Rider crossover movie is coming. It seems like they literally just called this Kamen Rider Geats X Gotchard the Winter Movie, which is
that's
kind
like
of
a work in progress title. They usually do the Winter Movie for like before the actual title is revealed.
Oh, okay. And of course, people were freaking out over this poster because it has a chemified Geats Fox on the poster, and it's super cute.
Yeah, it's a very cute poster. It's like the poster, the tweet specifically we have linked below says, "There's no Kamen Rider on this poster. What gives?" Something like that. So it's like that could be part of the plot. Speaking of plots,
yeah, we got a crap ton of new Gotchard leak rumor things from people who have been hacking the Bandai site. Basically, there's going to be an onslaught of forms over the next month. Of course, Legend is going to be debuting in the crossover special on the Toei Tokusatsu fan club's site. But there's also going to be at least a few different Gotchard combos debuting in the show, along with his first upgrade form, Super Gotchard. And then in December, we're expecting to get the debut of Rene as a writer, Kamen Rider Dread, whoever that is, that might be Spanner's actual writer form, I'm not sure. The mass-produced Kamen Rider that was rumored last week, Gotchard Igniter, and Valvard Igniter. Okay, so Valvard's getting I guess that's like the this show's equivalent of what was it? The Twin Command. That's what I was thinking of.
I was thinking of Dead Heat from Drive.
Yeah, well, it's the same general tradition of the main and the secondary both get the same upgrade halfway through. Yeah. But yeah, so no idea who Kamen Rider Dread is, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, probably won't be Valvard. It'll probably just be some new fancy boy who'll come in.
Yeah, he's just gonna come in and he's gonna go, I am the law, and he's gonna take everybody's chemi cards.
Yeah, or something like that. I'm excited. I thought this is a bit too many writers coming after we've just had one writer for a while, but hey, you gotta sell them toys.
Yeah, gotta sell them toys or get people to like and subscribe to you on YouTube because hey, the Garo Project dumped the first 2 episodes of Gold Storm on their YouTube channel
Gold
this
Storm
week.
Sho.
Gold Storm Show, yes, that's right. I always forget that show goes at the end of it because I saw the show before I saw the movie, so I always just called it Gold Storm. But yeah, this is a really good Garo series. It was my first Garo series, so I'm a little bit biased, but I think it still holds up. So if you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend checking it out. However, while I will say this upload is welcomingly available worldwide, there's also no subs attached to it.
That's weird. The first two Garo episodes that they uploaded had subs, so.
Yeah, I left comments on both videos saying like, "Hey, could you please add subs at some point? Us Westerners would really appreciate that." But no dice as of this recording.
Yeah. Well, speaking of dice or chess.
Jesus, Kamen Rider Saga is getting a figuart. I don't know this person.
They were one of the weaker writers in Kiva, but they have a really cool suit.
Oh, this is an actual character from Kiva. This isn't like another character from a crossover movie. Like,
No, this is like an actual main player in Kiva who does things, and I honestly
for
think
some reason I thought Kiva and what's his name, the secondary, were the only Ixa. I thought Kiva and Ixa were the only two writers in Kiva for some reason.
No, there's also Dark Kiva as like the final boss. Yeah, Kiva has more writers than you would expect.
All right. Well, I've somehow never seen this suit before, but it looks okay. Kind of funny that its weapon is a friggin' repainted Revolcan. Anyway, Ultraman X's final form is getting a figuart.
Yeah, Ultraman X Unite, I think it is.
This tweet says it's called Exceed X.
Exceed X. I think I'm thinking about the movie form. Movie final form. But like, yeah, this is Exceed X is getting a final form. I like this suit.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's funny how much this figuart doesn't look like a figuart because of how much layering there is in the suit.
Yeah, it's. I like how X, like, he has armors for his power ups, and then for his final form, then he gets a whole new suit. I like that. I like the idea a lot, where it's like the power ups throughout the show are like minor, but then the final one is a big major overhaul. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty economical. I don't mind it. But yeah, so those are 2 new figuarts for those of you who have been collecting figuarts for a while. Go and pre-order them if you're interested in that. Anyway, we got a little bit of casting news because there's going to be a new character of the week in Gotchard next week, and she's going to be played by I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. The girl from Ultraman Rube is going to be in Gotchard.
Actress. Yeah, she was like the main villain for like the second half of the show. So it's like nice to see her back in a Toku. You know, she was really good in that show. You can watch my Rube video to learn more.
Yeah. Also, Taguchi has been giving out more spicy quotes this week about Ultraman Blazar's production. Essentially, there's just been like a huge atmosphere in Bandai in Subaraya for a couple seasons now of we're kind of sick of just doing old kaijus all the time. We want to make some new characters because that's like half of how Ultraman makes its money is the kaiju. So we should be trying to make new characters. And they had to fight Bandai on that.
Yeah, of course. I actually recently watched a video that was uploaded on the Marcosatsu channel, but it was not by Marcos, it was by Mako. She's like a new host on that channel. And she did like she did a new generation Ultraman video, and it was very interesting to learn about like how Bandai's kind of had a stranglehold on all of new gen Ultraman because they basically own Supro at this point.
Yeah.
It's very interesting stuff. Would recommend that video.
Interesting. And now we have something we don't get to do too often, which is talk about just a new independent tokusatsu production that kind of came out of nowhere this week, which is that a new kaiju movie called Hoshi 35 debuted in Japan this week. There wasn't a lot of lead up or like promotional material for it that we saw, but apparently it had been in production for a while and came out in theaters this week. No idea on quality. I haven't seen any reviews or anything, but it's got kind of a star-studded cast of old Ultra and Godzilla alumni. Most notably for me, the old guy who played Bako in Ultraman Z is in this.
Yeah, he's like a major co-star in this, which is like, yeah, you can see it on these very well done posters. Really like these posters.
Yeah, the posters are good. I watched the trailer, and I gotta say, I'm not super excited about it, having watched the trailer, just because the quality of it does not look fantastic. It kind of, like, it doesn't look as bad, but it looks like it's approaching the quality of, like, a best of the worst movie from the footage in the trailer. And I'm hoping I'm really wrong about that, and that this gets a sub, and I get to check it out at some point and be proven wrong. But that's just the vibe I got from the trailer.
I think that's a skill issue, honestly.
Oh my god.
Because here's the thing, yeah, it's not the highest budget, but the script could save it, you know, and it still looks pretty interesting. It still looks like visually
That's
appealing.
true. That's always true. I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time was a super low budget movie that's just people in a room talking. So
Yeah.
anyway, our final story this week is Toei filed a weird ass trademark for something called Ride Commons. We have no idea what it is. It could be a new toy line. It could be a goofy spin-off show or something like that. It's just a name they trademarked. Please be excited.
With a logo, so that there's more validity that they're gonna do something with it. Who knows?
That's true. What if it's like a new chibi anime for the Toei Tokusatsu fan club special?
Like SDs? I mean,
Yeah,
they have done like 01 and Saber Chief, so maybe. We'll see.
We will. But right now, let's see some new releases.
All right, Ultraman Blazar, episode 15. Betwixt More Than Dusk.
I'm sorry, do you want to say that again?
Betwixt.
Betwixt.
Betwixt. I don't know how to say that word.
Apparently, I'm sorry, I've never heard somebody say it that way. That was really Schadenfreude for a second there.
I like this episode.
Yeah, this was a surprisingly good episode.
Yeah, we actually get development for like Gento's kid, which was unexpected.
Yeah, we get to see more of how the kind of character Gento's kid is, and just how his family functions in general, and it made me much more endeared to all of them. Like the episode we got a few episodes ago that introduced them was like a solid, like, okay, we get an idea what Gento's like as a dad and a general family man, and it's not too terrible. And then this is like, oh, there's stuff they're working through here. This is actually interesting. Okay. Like the whole conversation Gento has with his wife at one point about like, oh shit, our son's acting like a kid. This is cool. What's going on here? That was really cute. I like that.
Yeah. Also just like, it was just really cute episode. And also I like the new kaiju they have, the little fluffy. It looks like I would jump on it in a 2D platformer, and I would go real high. That's the best.
I saw a lot of people saying it looked like a living dumpling.
Yeah, that's probably the intention they were going for.
Kind of reminded me of the Pokemon Dunsparce.
Yeah, you mentioned Dunsparce last week, and like, yeah, that works. That's a good comparison.
And clearly they knew it was gonna, or they were engineering this whole episode to make the thing kind of lovable and endearing, and they were ready for it because they immediately put a fucking plushie up on the Ultraman store.
I mean, hey, we said this before earlier in the show. Kaijus are a lot of the Ultraman money, you know. So
yeah, I would buy the plushie if I had space for it. It's a cute creature.
Yeah, I'd like sleep on like a plushie of that.
Yeah, there's some spectacular suit acting in this episode, by the way. I fucking had to pause it because I laughed so hard at the shot of Blazar trying to drag it away by its tail.
Yeah, that's fun. There's some real good effects here. It's a nice little like one-off plot to like break between like all the serious plotting we've been doing, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Gotchard?
Sure.
All right, episode 8 of Kamen Rider Gotchard, A Great Bond. This is basically more of the same from last week.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the two-parter. It confirms everything we were suspecting about the relationship between the son and the father. But it's fairly well done, and there's some good character interaction. And I enjoy the whole bit of how everything is resolved. And the new form this week doesn't look like shit. So, you know, it's a bit of a step up.
Yeah, people were complaining that's like, oh, it reuses parts from another form, but who cares, man? It still looks cool. Kit bashing is expected.
Sir, have you watched Kamen Rider recently?
Yeah, have you watched Riders with multiple forms? We kind of love kit bashing here, you know?
Yeah.
Not much to say this week, honestly. It's just more solid Gotchard.
Yeah, it's the best you can hope for, I think, a lot of the time. Is just an episode that's as good as the previous one. And that's exactly what we got here.
Yeah. Kind of disappointing that there's not much to talk about, but hey, maybe next week we'll provide that.
Yeah.
Especially we're going to Kyoto, baby.
Oh my god. I watched that ad and I was like, holy shit. Fucking Toei remembered they had that theme park.
Yeah, I had that set. I remember
that theme park used to be in every fucking show or every movie for every show.
Yeah, I guess it just got too the attendance got busy where it's like I don't want to interrupt the filming. I don't want to film something there because there's gonna be people who want to visit there right now.
Yeah,
So-
it's gonna be a pain in the ass to schedule that.
All right, let's get this pain out of our ass. Okay, King-Ohger episode 34, Shugo Mask Strikes Back. I really like this episode.
I hated this episode.
Explain.
I don't know what there is to explain because it's all fucking plainly right there. Like, this is one of the sloppiest written episodes of Tokusatsu I have seen in a long ass time. I dead ass had Megaforce flashbacks watching it.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. If you're complaining about Racules coming back, because yes, Racules is back.
I'm not even fucking talking about Big Rax returning. I'm talking about the fucking Kyoryuger dance sequence with the Zord that comes out of nowhere.
That was badass.
That was goofy as hell, and it felt like it reminded me of like how Megaforce paid tribute to RPM by going, oh yeah, there were cars in that season. Let's do a whole episode about a big car and interdimensional travel. Oh yeah, Kyoryuger. That's a show about dinosaurs and dancing. That was all that happened in that show, right? So let's have a big sequence where the dinosaur Zord joins with our Zords in a really crappy looking combination and dances.
I can't see. No.
Also, like, why did they... I get that he was being a dick, but why did they just indiscriminately blow that Bugnarok up? Didn't we have a whole arc a few episodes ago about, like, the Bugnarok are people too, and we need to treat them with an even hand?
Well, like, not if they're being an asshole. I don't know.
But then we have the ever-present problem in this show of the people of Shogadam just being gullible dipshits and
They've been
being
gone for 6 months, and it's like they're supposed to be like they're still like how do I explain? It's like it's
That's true, but I also was like, Yamago's like, oh, I figured this might have been a problem. Why didn't you fucking say anything, dude? Why didn't you fucking say anything until right then?
They had other things on their mind, man.
Yeah, speaking of the other things, the whole setup of, oh, we're going back to the well of the kings are now rebels. They gotta take back their kingdoms from a bunch of baddies. Like, seriously, we're doing that shit again for like the third fucking time in this show. And
Have
this
we done it before?
Yeah, the whole fucking opening arc of the show was Gira has to get his kingdom back from Recules.
Yeah, but that was just Gira. Like, this is
Yeah,
the whole
we're
team
doing it with everyone, and every general has taken over a kingdom, and like, I could be okay with that if like the orientation of these generals made any goddamn sense. Why the fuck is Gord in Tofu? Why isn't he in Ishibana or Goken?
I thought it made sense.
Really, you want to see a focus episode about Kaguragi defeating Gord?
Yeah.
Because I was looking forward to seeing the character resolution of Rita and fucking Himeno defeating Gord.
You can still get it.
It's just...
I think you're overthinking
it. Seems like a really sloppy, we gotta do stuff in here kind of choice. And then there's the whole thing of Gira meeting up with his friends from the orphanage and being like, oh wow, the new king gave you all this stuff and everything's so peaceful now. This is nice. Yeah, but nobody's happy and everything seems weird now because this isn't like a good peace. But things are peaceful now, right? Where is the fucking Gira we followed for this whole fucking show who had initiative and wanted the best for his people? Like, I don't think he would look at this and go like, oh yeah, this is fine. I don't think he would be the fucking dog meme right now. And he's being the fucking dog meme. And then you have the final fucking bullshit of just suddenly Recules is back. and he's wearing like a very basic bitch disguise for no fucking reason except to have a dramatic reveal, which happens for no fucking reason. And for some fucking reason, Suzume is licking his dick again, even though it was revealed episodes ago that the whole reason she was doing that was to gain intelligence for Tofu, and she doesn't act at all like she's doing that in this episode. I'll give you this one little thing of like, oh, maybe next episode they're going to turn around and say like the fucking space god guy is the reason Hercules is back, and Suzume is being a spy for Tofu. She just couldn't say it right then. But in this episode, it comes off as a massive fucking ass pull, and it really annoyed me. Like, I am so annoyed by this episode that if we did not have to cover it for this podcast, I probably would have dropped it right here.
I still disagree.
You want to explain why?
I just like, I still had fun with the mecha fight was one of the best. Like I just really like the mecha fight. Like in this, like I mean, yeah, great. I'm sorry. Like I'll get to the story stuff, but like yeah, it just made like yeah. I do like agree they could have like had the kingdom the probably when the space guys took over each kingdom probably before like the time or like after the time. I don't know how to explain it, but basically like this could have happened earlier instead of like in midway. Through like the way the show is structured, it's like we could have had it right when the time skip began instead of like have after the crossover, you know?
Yeah, that's like one of my whole points there is just like we keep trying to do these massive status quo shifts, and I'm like, we're in the fucking 30s. We need to be finishing out our character arcs and getting on to the final arc.
Well, this is like the start of the final arc, you know?
It really didn't feel like it because we've done these massive status quo shifts so many times already.
Well, this one, it's like they're giving each episode, like from the preview, they're giving each kingdom its own episode, which is like good. I like taking our time and just doing that, and it's like, oh, we're gonna get some good stuff from like Yanma next episode, so I'm down.
I guess, but like I said, we're in the fucking 30s. It doesn't feel like we should be taking our time anymore.
These are 50 episode shows, Vac. They can take their time whenever they want.
I don't know, man. I've seen shows stumble around and get screwed over for it before.
I know. I will give you the Gira thing. I do need to rewatch the episode just to make sure of that. I will give you that, but like everything else, I have to disagree.
Yeah, that like here's the thing. I was kind of going along with the episode up until that scene. That was the start of me going like, wait, what the fuck? What is going on here? And then I just got progressively angrier throughout the rest of the episode. Yeah. This was no bueno in IMO. So do better, King-Ohger writers.
Do you want to talk about your 1971?
Yeah, I finally finished Kamen Rider 1971 this week, everybody. Speaking of fucking ass pulls, that ending kind of just happens, doesn't it?
That's like, as someone who's seen like 4 Showa era shows at this point, this one, V3, X, and Amazon, they all kind of just come out of nowhere.
Oh,
like
boy.
all the endings. Like, if I may talk about Amazon briefly, they just kind of revealed that the main villain's a Ku Klux Klan member at like the last episode, and like halfway through it. So
it just feels so weird because it was like we were doing an arc, we were doing a thing where there were still monsters of the week, but we were like doing this overarching thing with like this anti-shocker group that the writers had met, and fucking Ichimonji came back. I was trying to remember his name. Ichimonji came back, and it felt like, okay, we're gonna be doing this big build up to the final, and then everything just grinds to a halt at the end of 94, and then they do 2 Monster of the Week episodes, one of which ends with, oh yeah, by the way, that was General Black. You just killed General Black, so congratulations, Kamen Rider. Anyway, let's go beat up Shocker's leader, because he's the only one left. We've just now figured out. It kind of comes out of nowhere, and also in those 2 Monster of the Week episodes, Ichimonji is just gone again with no explanation, and then he shows up again halfway through the last episode.
I don't know. These Showa series are very slapdash, but they still have a lot of charm to them.
Also, the final scene was kind of weird, because you feel like it should be like, there should be like some epic narration about like, finally Ichimonji and Hongo have gotten their vengeance and saved the world from Shocker's evil, and now they can ride off into the sunset and be good boys once more. But instead, it's all the fucking side characters and Hongo saying goodbye to Taki, And it's like, dog, I got no problems with Taki. Sure, give him a send-off, but also, like, give our main characters a send-off?
Well, here's the thing.
I know, they come back the very next week in V3, but still.
No, because V3 was intended to be episodes 99 and 100 of 1971.
Oh.
So they just decided, let's just rebrand it as a whole show. So there's your explanation for why they don't really get like as big of a send off.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, very interesting. It's just they're like, our 100th episode, they die.
Oh my god, if only. But yeah,
So,
that's
final
1971. Thoughts. I did it. I finished the original Kamen Rider show. It is a slapdash, sloppy mess, but I would expect a breakout success 70s children's show to be nothing less. Like, it's, as we've said many times, the first 13 episodes are the ones you really need to see, and it's kind of amazing that they are as good as they are, and the rest you can kind of just skip around through. Like, there's a couple really good episodes in there, but overall, 1971 is it sucks to say, because we hold it in such high esteem these days, the story of Hongo and Ichimonji, but the original show kind of is only notable because it laid the groundwork for everything that came after it.
I kind of prefer the manga to BH.
I'd have to think about that, but I might agree with you.
I both are good. Both are really good, but just the manga, especially the ending, just hits a bit harder for me.
That's fair. Though, I think we can both agree that still to this, it's gonna take a lot to top it. The best version of the Hongo Ichimonji story is just fucking Shin Kamen Rider. Just go watch 100%. Shin Kamen Rider. You don't need to sit for this show if you don't really want to.
Yeah, Shin Kamen Rider condenses like everything into like a great like little modern package.
Mm-hmm. Really, the only reason to watch 1971 is the first 13 episodes and to
be a completionist.
Yeah, to be a completionist and to see the beautiful bushy eyebrows and chubby cheeks of Hongo and Ichimonji's actors.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's everything we did this week, unless you watched something old and didn't tell me.
Did I? No, I didn't. I still have Stronger downloaded. I just need to actually watch it. But you could find my thoughts on Stronger when we get to it at Amazon and Garo when I record those videos on the Buster Corp channel. We cover a wide variety of subjects, like Kamen Rider, Tokusatsu. We haven't done a Toku video in a bit, but soon. I just realized the last Toku video was Rube, like at the beginning of this month. Anyway, Go watch my Mario Wonder video, because I liked it, and you should too. You should do like, subscribe, all the other things, also at Twitter.
I liked it. I hit like on it.
Alright, yeah, so listen to Vac. Also, Vac, say words.
Hi, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos. They're things I'm okay with existing. You can find them right here on YouTube at the Vacuuminator. I just put out a video this week about the entire Garo franchise, but mainly just kind of bebopping and scatting about how happy I am that Garo is coming back. And coming this Saturday, myself and Buster are going to be doing a live stream where we're going to tier list all 31 seasons of Power Rangers.
There's 31?
The tier list you sent me has 32 because it includes Hyperforce, but I don't fucking count Hyperforce. But yeah, there's 31 seasons of the show now, and we're gonna rank them all, and you can come and hang out in the chat and tell us how shit our opinions are. I don't care. This is probably gonna be the only Power Rangers What?
We're gonna be arguing about Operation Overdrive anyway.
Oh yeah. But this is going to be the only Power Rangers content I make for the rest of the year, so if you people want that from me, you better fucking show up for this stream and be active in the chat. At the Vacuuminator on YouTube. Also follow me on social media. I have an Instagram, it's at @_Vacuuminator. I have a Blue Sky, it's thevacuuminator.bsky.social, and I have a Tumblr, it's thevacuuminator.tumblr.com. But folks, that's all there is to discuss this week in Tokusatsu. We'll see you back here next week for whatever happens that week in Tokusatsu.